Hi, I'm Sam here at Rick Jones Pianos with a Yamaha U1 that was built in 1963. And I'll start off by saying that we have this piano priced very attractively for two reasons. The finish is not perfect and is not going to be perfect. This was back before Yamaha used polyester in their finishes. That was something they didn't introduce until I think the 1970s. This is back when they were using traditional lacquer, and as lacquer ages, it tends to craze or develop cracks, and unfortunately that has happened simply with age to this piano. To make it go away completely, it would have to be completely refinished, and we don't have time for that when we have a whole bunch of Steinway grands to refinish. So rather than do that, we priced the piano attractively. Nonetheless, my colleagues have done a beautiful job making it look as best as it can with its original finish, and it, I guess just for me as a technician personally, the cracks don't bother me in the finish. It's really shiny, and I like this old school appearance. It's when we get this old lacquer polished, it really does shine, and my colleagues also got all the brass really shiny. It's really beautiful, and I like how the old lacquer, when it goes on, it's not a perfect mirror finish like polyester would be. It's kind of like looking through an old window pane in a 120-year-old house. It just has this old school look to it that I personally really like. So I like the way it looks, despite its imperfections. The other thing that justifies a lower price on this piano than what other Yamaha U1s in their inventory go for is the fact that it only has 2 pedals. Not all Yamaha uprights were made with 3 pedals. The third one usually being a practice mute. This one only has 2. It does not have a practice mute, and it's not that it was taken out, that's how it was made at the factory. So if you are looking for an upright piano, Yamaha or Kawai for that matter, and you have to have a practice mute, I'm sorry to say, this is not going to be your piano. It doesn't have one. But we do have other pianos in their inventory, even ones less expensive than this, usually smaller, that do have a practice mute. So if finish and practice mute is crucial for you, please look elsewhere on our website. But if they are not crucial for you, please continue to listen. This is a piano we have reconditioned. My colleague Jeremy has put new tuning pins in it. We went from the original size 1 to the next size up in diameter, size 2, to ensure that they will be tight within the pin block and to ensure the tuning stability in the long term. We've also, done all the regulation, cleaned up thoroughly, and tuned it. We've really brought this piano back to, in my opinion, a like-new condition, so that if you were to purchase this piano and take good care of it, make sure please it's tuned twice a year by a technician and keep it in a moderate stable humidity, you can expect a long life ahead of this piano and many, many years of musical enjoyment. And that's why we put a 10-year warranty on these pianos. This piano, along with everything else we sell, all parts and labor. Furthermore, you can, if you wish, return to us at any point in the future and trade this piano in precisely for its instrument sales price. That's what we mean by 100% lifetime trade-up guarantee. And we encounter many people who are just getting started with pianos, especially families with children who are beginning their piano lessons. Teachers want them to start on a well-made but more modest piano like a Yamaha upright, and then as they continue to practice on a piano that has been properly regulated, as this has been, to make sure all the notes are played evenly, then at the teacher's discretion they may recommend a nicer piano one day after the student has improved enough. So that is one way we often get these Yamaha pianos back to us, often in trade, from people who are working their way up and improving. They're doing the job they were designed to do, and they do it well. And if you ask any piano teacher about a Yamaha U1, they will know about it. It's all over the world, one of probably the most common piano model we've ever had in our inventory, and we think in the world. They're, in my opinion, really thoughtfully designed, easy for us to service, and they're real workhorses. And you'll find them in a lot of schools and teaching studios throughout the world, and with good reason. They really hold up well under even intense practicing. So this piano in particular, I'll call the tone a 5 on a scale from 1 to 10. Between bright and mellow, it could kind of sound either way depending on if you play it loudly or softly. I do like how on these older Yamaha uprights, there's a, in my opinion, kind of a depth, an old warm sound that reminds me of big old uprights from like the early 20th century that I don't hear as much in newer pianos. And I'll say this often when I do these older, it's a deep sound to it that I can't quite describe it. There's a deep warm sound that reminds me of old pianos that this piano kind of preserves, even though many manufacturers have been changing over time, including Yamaha themselves. This is kind of one of the last ones that had that old school sound, and I like it very much. Strictly speaking, with respect to mellowness and brightness, I think it's in the middle, so I'll give it a 5. But it does have a rich, colorful, deep sound, more than just the tone and the tone rating would account for. The touch, I think, is a little bit on the light side, not quite as resistant under the fingers. So 4 it is on a scale from 1 to 10, from light to firm. It's just a little bit light, so it won't overwhelm, especially a new student or just anyone who doesn't want a firm touch piano like myself. I don't like a firm touch usually, and I feel very comfortable playing this piano. So please stop by, try it out for yourself. You can play it along with anything else in our inventory, but if you can't make it, you can always give us a phone call or send us an email with any questions. Thanks.